Back in the days when we still lived in our old house, I used to have a mischievous streak that often found its outlet in scaring my dear nephews. It was all in good fun, of course, and I would always brush it off like it was nothing more than a harmless prank. But one particular night I decided to take my scare tactics up a notch, to really give them a fright they wouldn't soon forget. As the night settled in and the boys went off to bed, I felt an excitement bubbling within me. It was time to unleash my master plan. Quietly, I made my way upstairs, my heart pounding with anticipation. I knew exactly which sound would send shivers down their spines. The eerie, haunting noise from the movie The Grudge. And to complete the effect, I draped my face with my long, black hair, just like the terrifying character in the film. With my disguise in place, I tiptoed towards their bedroom door, ready to give them a scare they would talk about for years to come. But as I reached for the doorknob, a strange realization washed over me. The door was locked. This was unusual, as my nephews had never bothered to lock their door before. I stood there for a moment, confusion clouding my mind as I tried to make sense of the situation. Just then, my older brother, the father of my mischievous nephews, emerged from his own room, his eyes heavy with sleep. He looked at me with a mix of curiosity and concern, no doubt wondering what on earth I was doing at this late hour. With a sheepish grin, I explained that I was merely playing around with the boys, attempting to give them a harmless scare. However, his expression quickly shifted from curiosity to something more serious. He asked me if I was the one responsible for the strange occurrences that had been happening in the house lately. My heart skipped a beat as I tried to comprehend his words. Knocking on his and his wife's door at 3 a.m., trying to open it? I was taken aback, my mind racing to recall any such incidents. With genuine confusion, I assured him that I had only scared the boys before their bedtime, never venturing into the realm of late-night disturbances. My brother's face softened slightly, but the mystery lingered in the air. Who, then, had been causing such disturbances? And why? Together we ventured down the halls of our old house, searching for answers. We inspected every nook and cranny, hoping to stumble upon some clue that would unravel the perplexing events. As we explored, the atmosphere seemed to grow heavier, as if the very walls held secrets we were yet to discover. Days turned into weeks, and still, the enigma persisted. Strange noises echoed through the house at odd hours, objects seemed to move on their own accord, and an eerie presence hung in the air. It was as if our old house had become a playground for some unseen entity, toying with our sanity. In the end, we were left with more questions than answers. The nocturnal disturbances eventually ceased, leaving us to wonder if we had merely experienced a series of bizarre coincidences, or if something truly supernatural had taken place. Regardless, the memory of that fateful night when I attempted to give my nephews a harmless scare will forever be etched in my mind, intertwined with the unexplained events that followed. As for my nephews, they grew up with tales of the haunted house, each retelling of that night's events becoming more embellished and spine-chilling. And while I may never know the true source of the disturbances, I can't help but wonder if my harmless prank had inadvertently awakened something dormant within the walls of our old house, something that had its own mischievous plans for the unsuspecting residents. It was a dark and eerie night, the clock striking 9:30 p.m., when my sister-in-law emerged from their room with a look of fear etched on her face. She relayed to me a disturbing tale of someone persistently knocking on their door and attempting to gain entry for the past 3 nights. The mere thought sent shivers down my spine. Intrigued and concerned, my brother decided to investigate. He tiptoed into the boys' room, hoping to catch them in the act of playing a mischievous prank. To his surprise, he found them peacefully slumbering in their beds, completely oblivious to the strange occurrences that had been plaguing their home. We were left perplexed, unable to fathom an explanation for these bizarre events. However, amidst the confusion, a sudden realization struck me like a bolt of lightning. The hair on the back of my neck stood on end, and an icy chill crept down my spine. You see, I had been secretly playing the role of a mischievous ghost in the previous nights, hoping to give my family a harmless scare. But now, the lines between pretend and reality seemed to blur, leaving me with an unsettling feeling of unease. unable to keep this eerie secret to ourselves any longer. My sister-in-law decided it was time to confide in our mother. With a heavy heart, she recounted the series of events that had unfolded, hoping for guidance and a solution to this perplexing mystery. It was then that my mother, ever resourceful, decided to seek the help of a shaman. The shaman, renowned for his expertise in matters of the supernatural, arrived at our doorstep the following morning. With an air of wisdom and confidence, he delved into the history of our family, searching for any clues that might shed light on the presence that had invaded our home. To our astonishment, he revealed that during a recent family camping trip, a restless spirit had attached itself to my brother's family, refusing to depart. The revelation sent a collective gasp through the room as we struggled to comprehend the implications of this haunting revelation. We had unwittingly brought a ghostly presence into our midst, and now it seemed determined to wreak havoc on our lives. The shaman assured us that he would do everything in his power to rid our home of this unwelcome guest, performing ancient rituals and invoking protective spirits to restore peace and tranquility. Days turned into nights as the shaman tirelessly worked to cleanse our home of the lingering malevolence. With each passing day, the oppressive atmosphere began to lift, and a sense of harmony gradually returned to our lives. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, the shaman declared his mission accomplished. The ghost, once bound to our family, had been banished, never to trouble us again. As we stood in the now serene and peaceful house, we could not help but feel a profound sense of gratitude towards the shaman. His knowledge and expertise had saved us from the clutches of the supernatural, restoring our home to a sanctuary of safety and warmth. We learned a valuable lesson about the unseen forces that can infiltrate our lives, reminding us to tread cautiously in the realm of the unknown. From that day forward, we held a deep respect for the spiritual world, understanding that there are forces beyond our comprehension that can influence our existence. Our family bond grew stronger, united by the shared experience of overcoming a haunting ordeal. And as we moved forward, we carried with us the wisdom gained from this extraordinary encounter, forever changed by the inexplicable presence that had once haunted our home. In an eerie twist of events, I found myself immersed in a spine-chilling tale that unfolded before my very eyes. It all began when my sister-in-law, desperate to rid her home of a haunting presence, decided to perform a sacred ritual. With determination etched on her face, she meticulously followed the age-old steps, hoping to send the mischievous ghost back to where it truly belonged. As she delved into the mysterious world of incantations and ancient practices, I couldn't help but feel a mixture of curiosity and apprehension. Little did I know that this supernatural encounter would soon intertwine with a series of unsettling events that would leave me questioning reality itself. In the midst of my sister-in-law's spiritual endeavor, an unsettling revelation sent shivers down my spine. It dawned on me that, while I was innocently playing pranks on my mischievous nephews, someone had been tampering with my brother's family. The realization hit me like a bolt of lightning, igniting a sense of unease and concern within me. The synchronicity of these occurrences was uncanny, and I couldn't help but wonder if there was a sinister connection between my playful antics and the malevolent presence haunting my brother's household. It was as if a dark force had intertwined our lives, playing a twisted game that sent chills down my spine. As I pieced together the puzzle, I couldn't shake off the feeling of being watched. Every creak of the floorboards, every flickering shadow, seemed to hold a deeper meaning. The atmosphere was thick with an otherworldly energy, and I found myself on the edge of paranoia. I delved deeper into the mysteries that surrounded us, determined to uncover the truth and put an end to this unsettling chapter. The more I dug, the more I discovered a web of secrets and hidden agendas. It became apparent that there was a malevolent presence at play, one that reveled in chaos and reveled in the fear it instilled in us. As the pieces fell into place, I realized that the ghostly encounter and the sinister pranks were not mere coincidences. They were part of a meticulously orchestrated plan, an intricate dance orchestrated by a malevolent puppeteer. Someone had been pulling the strings, manipulating our lives for their own twisted amusement. Armed with this newfound knowledge, I resolved to confront the malevolent force head-on. No longer content to be a passive observer, I vowed to protect my family and put an end to this dark chapter once and for all. With determination in my heart and a fire in my eyes, I embarked on a journey that would test my courage and resilience. In the end, it was a battle of wits and strength, where the lines between reality and the supernatural blurred. But with unwavering determination and a touch of bravery, we emerged victorious. The ghost was sent back to its rightful place, and the malevolent puppeteer was unmasked, their reign of terror brought to an end. Through this harrowing experience, I learned the true power of family and the strength that lies within us when we stand united. It was a reminder that even in the face of the unknown and the terrifying, love and loyalty can conquer all. And as we emerged from the darkness, stronger and wiser than before, I couldn't help but feel a sense of gratitude for the journey that had shaped us. So, as I reflect on that spine-chilling chapter of my life, I am reminded of the importance of vigilance and the fragility of our existence. Life is a delicate balance between the ordinary and the extraordinary, and sometimes it takes a brush with the supernatural to remind us of our own resilience and the power we hold within ourselves.